I almost invented a vacuum blimp for cameras because I wanted my ARRI to be silent. And it occurred to me, that was a eureka moment. It occurred to me all of a sudden that if I could pull the air out from around this thing within some kind of a shell, that it would be quiet. There was no quiet small camera. If we had dialogue, we rented a BNC Mitchell, 100 pounds. A blimped ARRI, the blimp weighed 100 pounds. Even the lightest blimp, which was fiberglass, was terrible. It was noisy, and it was 60 pounds, right? So here I am with a literally 5-pound Arriflex body and a little magazine, and I can't get it quiet. So as soon as it occurred to me to try a vacuum blimp, I took the ARRI to my high school, put it on a bell jar, sucked the air out, silent. Had to look in to make sure the little wheels were going. So it's, you know, you may have heard of the so-called Magdeburg sphere, where, you know, they did this experiment in Prussia, or in Magdeburg, where they had 2 iron spheres and they just stuck them together with a little grease and sucked the air out, and horses couldn't pull them apart. Obviously, power of, you know, the atmospheric pressure. So it seemed to me that if I could make a fiberglass, you know, hemispheres with an optical flat for the lens, put the 2 of them together, suck the air out, I'd have a silent handheld camera, which would have been immensely valuable at the time. Stupidly, I ran into a very famous name in the patent search. Lee DeForest had patented the broad idea of silencing a camera in a vacuum. And at the same time, I commissioned another friend of mine he offered to machine this object out of aluminum. Thought he could do it in a couple of weeks. Months later, he called me and he said, okay, I'm bringing it over tomorrow morning. And then he called me in the morning and said, oh, my house was burglarized and they stole the vacuum blimp, sorry. Now, it did seem not very logical to us that thieves would steal a vacuum blimp, but maybe something happened. Maybe he had an accident and punched a hole in it, or maybe he had planned to start and never started. But on the same day, I heard about the patent search and I gave up. And with hindsight, I should have stuck with that, because what I know now about patenting would have made it obvious that one little improvement in the thing, which was a filter to make sure no dust gets back inside the lens and the magazine, would have been all it takes to make that a great patent. You know, nobody could build one without a filter. So, but I didn't know enough, so I gave it up.